2025. The time I have right now is 7:35 p.m. Central Time, and that happens to be almost the start time for Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon, Doc Severinsen tribute show, especially honoring Doc Severinsen on his 98th birthday. You heard it right, 98th birthday. In 2 weeks from right now, we're going to be doing a show. Now, the show is just not all about Doc's birthday. It's also about Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon, and The Tonight Show. But it does fall on Doc Severinsen's birthday. And I haven't done any live stream in forever. Oh boy. It's beautiful out. I think it just dropped down to about 90. We're in Waco, Texas here. And by the way, that's actually where the show is going to be held. It's going to be held in Waco, Texas. Live in person. You can get tickets on Eventbrite. I may include a link below in the description. You can also, if you're not in the area, I'm also making the live stream available. So anywhere in the world, if you want to check us out, it's an hour and a half. This is a real show. This is not a recital. This is not a jazz concert like you'd see at a college or at your local pub. This is a real show. I would say it's very close to maybe a show you might catch in Las Vegas. Oh, but don't be misled. No, we're not going to have showgirls or no. It's family, wholesome entertainment. I know what some of you are thinking. No, we're not going to have the girls that are doing this. You know, they're going around and they're kicking their legs up and all that kind of stuff. No, we don't have that. But we do have quite a lot of stuff. 2 live musicians, me and a tenor sax, and we're playing against some professional, high quality backing tracks. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff in the show and some clips, a lot of nostalgia. We'll be playing Johnny Carson's favorite song. I am going to be making the attempt, I hope I can do it, of several of Doc Severinsen's most difficult songs that he performed on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show. So I'm having to be very humble and walk around with a lot of humility. Doc stuff is more complicated and more difficult and more non-intuitive for a trumpet playing than you would think. It seems, and it's coming out to be much more difficult than the Maynard Ferguson solos and tributes that I've done for Maynard Ferguson in the past. Doc stuff is, I don't have time to get into it here, but his stuff is very technical, very intricate, whereas Maynard's, is about the power and the high notes. Doc's is about that too, but to a lesser extent than Maynard. And Doc's stuff is fast moving, it's technical, it jumps all over the place, and it's just not a walk in the park to learn his material and try to execute it the way he did. So that's why with Maynard I was a lot more confident, because I've been playing Maynard solos since I was in college pretty successfully. But this is the first time for me to play any of Doc's stuff live, in person, in the flesh. And I'm having to be very humble. I'm not going to play it perfect. I'm not going to play even close to Doc. I'm going to give it my best shot. And my goal is to be able to remain standing after our 90-minute show and be able to still play trumpet. So those are the goals that I have for this show. If I was doing Maynard, I know his stuff so well, and it's just very intuitive. It's not super technical, and if you have good range, a lot of folks can play. Not necessarily that they sound good, but I mean, if you have the range, you can play Maynard. Just because you have any high range on trumpet does not mean you can play Doc Severinsen stuff. I mean, it's a whole other world, and you would just have to try to play some of his solos to find that out. So anyway, I'm kind of excited. I'm looking around at a beautiful, oh, there's my woodpecker. Where did he go? He was just here. He was actually kind of looking down at us while I was making this video. So it's nice out, gorgeous out. It's summertime. What to be alive, to be trying to revitalize the greatest trumpet music from the 20th century. And that's what Trumpet Champions Inc. is all about. You probably have maybe seen me on some fundraisers that we did at the end of last year. We are a legitimate 501c3 organization. That's the kind of designation that IRS gives, for example, United Way, most churches, Boys and Girls Club, what else? I said YMCA already. Goodwill. So we have the same designation. Our mission, of course, is music and music education oriented. But I'm very excited. 2 weeks from today, you know what? I got to admit something, guys. I'm a little bit nervous. Yeah, I haven't been doing a lot of public performance because I've been doing a lot of teaching over the last decade. I've been building lots of courses. Some of you may know that. And then now this is going out to a lot of folks that are just members of Johnny Carson groups and Tonight Show groups and TV nostalgia groups. So if you're not a trumpet player, then I'm sorry if I bored you a little bit. But a lot of people are also trumpet players. And so I am a little bit nervous about trying to just get on the horse and ride and hang on for this concert in 2 weeks from tonight. So I've been on YouTube. I have played publicly, just private stuff over the last 10 years, but not like this. So anyway, what else can I tell you? What else can I tell you? I'm actually doing this live stream right now, folks, because I haven't live streamed in a good couple of years, and so I need to start doing a little bit of live stream before we jump off into the deep end 2 weeks from today. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be running a live stream camera off my phone direct to YouTube, and I'm also going to be having a separate camera record the event. I'm doing that because I want a fail-safe. So for people that are buying the live stream, if there's any kind of glitch or any kind of hiccup in the system at all, I want to have a backup video in HD. And so we're filming, and now I'm not going to put this on YouTube for folks to see, I mean just for the public. I'm filming, so the two cameras are basically for the people who are buying the online event, which is the lowest cost ticket that you can get at Eventbrite. It's like 15 bucks. So I want to make sure those people are happy. So we're streaming it live. We're also with a second camera recording it live, uncut, nonstop. And what I plan to do is after the live stream, I plan to upload the recorded version, which is the same thing as a live stream, but it should have more high definition and a little bit higher quality. That way the folks that paid for the live stream, if they wanted to go back and check out different parts of the full live concert and the show, they can do so with the 1080 HD version that I'll be uploading to YouTube later that night. What else, guys? I'm still working on finishing up some bits and pieces of the show itself. Of course, I'm practicing these solos like a madman. Man, this is not like playing Maria by Maynard. This is not like playing Gospel John from Maynard. This is not like playing Rocky from Maynard. This is not like playing Maynard, guys and gals. I mean, this seems to be a level up in complexity, and so it's I don't have the normal kind of confidence I would if I had to go out and play 4 or 5, 6 Maynard charts. This one is really challenging me, and I figured might as well be just transparent. It's complex, it's difficult stuff. It's probably the most difficult trumpet stuff that any trumpet player on the planet could come out and try to play live. Just because of the nature of the technical part, the skips and jumps, the endurance factor, the power stuff. You can't play this stuff. Doc didn't play soft for the most part. Of course he had dynamics, but I mean when he really meant it, he added a lot of power and stepped on that accelerator. And so I mean you can't namby-pamby this stuff. So I'm working like a madman to try to get that sound, hopefully be able to hold my own, got that endurance, and be able to play this stuff. It's just like you got to buckle up and hang on. I mean, it moves fast, it skips, jumps. You'll see, but you already know some of the songs that I'm doing, and I'm even singing on one of the songs. We're also honoring Snooky Young, Eugene. Snooky Eugene Young. So we're honoring him. I'm doing a song that he played on the Tonight Show where he sang and he also played. So I'm going to be doing that one more for fun, but the playing part is not a walk in the park. I'm not really a plunger trumpet guy, so I'm actually going to be using the plunger. We'll see what happens with that. And then our sax guy is featured on several songs, including Johnny Carson's favorite song of all time, Here's That Rainy Day. So anyway, I'm getting excited about it. I'm looking forward to having a great time. Again, this is a show. A big part, a big cornerstone of our performance is the projection screen and the projector. We got clips, and like I've already mentioned, clips, images, a little trivia, some behind the scenes stuff, and it should just be a lot of good entertainment to watch the screen and then to watch and listen to us play live. I think people are going to have quite a good time, especially people over the age of, let's say, 60. If you're 60 or 65 or 70 or up to 80, or even as you approach Doc's age, if you're upper 80s or even 90, I really believe that you're in the demographic that's really going to enjoy this show. And why do I believe that? Because we're taking a huge walk down memory lane. It's really nostalgia, folks. I mean, you're just jumping back in time. You're going to feel like you just were taken back in time when you attend our show. It's all about the 60s and the 70s, a little bit of the 80s, and what happened during those times, and some of the jokes, and and some of the people that you're going to see that are no longer with us. So you're going to take a good walk down memory lane. It's a sentimental journey. So I'm Kurt Thompson. 2 weeks. Get your tickets now. And you know what? You're supporting a 501c3 organization. You're supporting music education. You're supporting people that just want to get out and try to make the world a better place. We're trying to make the world a better place. How can we make the world a better place? By bringing back great music from the 20th century. Because there are kids out there, especially, well, the general public, number one, but I'm thinking of kids when we can eventually get this to schools and to high school jazz festivals and things like that. Well, you know, there's a lot of kids, especially in underserved communities. I'm thinking very rural, or I'm thinking inner city, that have never heard anything like this kind of music. These kids are exposed to hardcore, hate the police, kill the cop kind of rap stuff, or they're exposed to really loose, I don't know some of the more descriptive words to say about country music, but just like the old joke of what happens. I'll see if I can conjure this up. What happens when you play a country music record backwards? I'm going back like so many years to get this joke out. So what happens when you play a pop country music record backwards? Or what if you're watching or listening to a WAV file or MP3? Basically, the thing is you're going to reverse it, put it in reverse and go backwards on that music. What happens is the guy gets his wife back, he gets his job back, and he quits drinking. That's the old joke. But the reason it's funny, and some of you might be laughing, is because there's a ring of truth in that, right? A lot of country music songs do tend to talk about drinking. They do tend to talk about the problems with their wife or with their husband, their spouse separating, breakups, divorces. They talk about losing their job. So there is a ring of truth in that. So these kids that are in the very rural communities, they haven't been exposed to Maurice Andre, Doc Severinsen, Louis Armstrong, Dizzy Gillespie, Chet Baker, and the list goes on and on. They don't know those names. They've probably never even heard the music. And I'm just hoping through our nonprofit that we can turn them on to something different. That, my friends, is just a small way to make this world a better place. Just imagine some of these kids that end up liking this music and maybe want to pursue it in their own way or join band or something like that. See? All right, guys, go ahead and grab your tickets. I'd like to see you in person. I'm thinking small for this first time because we haven't done this before. Of course, not a lot of people know my name outside the trumpet world. And so, I mean, a lot of people that are going to come aren't trumpet players or musicians. They'd just be coming for the nostalgia part with Johnny Carson and you know, of course, Doc still being alive at 98. So they're coming for that. So anyway, what else to say about that? Yeah, so go ahead. I would like to have you come in person if you could. And my guess is if we could get 50 to 100 people to show up for the live part of it, I'd be pretty happy with that. On the other hand, if you want to watch the live stream, I don't see why we couldn't get several hundred for that. And what you're doing here is you're making your donation by getting the ticket, and that's going to propel us to be able to go further into the future. I'd like to do several more shows this year. I'd like to accumulate some reserves in our donations, and then next year be able to, of course, we'll have to do this for free. We're not going to get donations from the schools, but then take this out to some of those communities I just spoke about. It'd be nice next year to go out to some, you know, maybe a couple of middle school or high schools where they don't get to hear this kind of music, but we need to build up a reserve to be able to do that. So I'm Kurt Thompson. Samuel Hernandez is the tenor sax player that's going to be joining me. What else to say? We need your support and we want your attendance. And in return, you're going to get a kick out of it. You're going to be entertained. You're going to have fun. And we got some very emotional stuff during the show that maybe you might even get a little bit teary-eyed. You're definitely going to laugh a lot. I can guarantee that. But we have some emotional stuff, some sentimental stuff that might even get you a little bit misty-eyed. You're going to love the show. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I'll leave some contact information below in the description. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere else, just know that the live stream will be on YouTube. The live stream, I'm not streaming it at all platforms. So the live stream will be live streamed direct to YouTube. And then we will also post the 1080 HD recording of the same thing a little bit later that night, also on YouTube. So take care, guys and gals. This is going to be a fun event. As I said, I'm excited, a little bit nervous. I'm working hard just so we can have a good performance. It's going to be a beautiful summer evening night out for this performance in 2 weeks. July 7th, 2025. I'll see you there in Waco, Texas. Bye-bye.